I'm Kevin,
And I'm Mark.
and this week we have something special planned for you.
Indeed.
I'm Kevin,
Today we'll be doing our very own
and this week we have something
Fanfiction
special
Royale.
planned for you.
We'll be talking about
We
everything
just
we've
had audio
discussed.
loop back on the stream. Whoops.
Damn.
Alright. We'll be talking about everything we've discussed so far this entire season, and taking the best of.
Indeed.
So imagine you're the main character of Citrus. You're some random ass chick who just wants a fucking boyfriend. And then you're tossed into this video game world, basically, where all these like different factions are attempting to take over a bunch of castles. And there's this one main character who's like a lord, and then he was a lord because he took over the place, you know. And he's the main character of Grand Crest Senki.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
So what do you do?
So, okay, we need to establish a premise because that made no fucking sense. Who did what?
So the two of them are alone in a room together. And
Okay, so the protagonist from Citrus.
there's no mattress, but there is a spiked pit. And
There's this. So there's this, and the noose is above the spiked pit.
Yes, but it's close enough that you can. The spiked pit, let's say, is about 10 by 10 meters, and it's like half the room. So it's like a 20 by 10 meter room. And then the noose is like about half a meter over the spiked pit. So it's close enough you can safely grab it, pull it back, put it on, and then kill yourself with a noose swing.
Whew, hardcore. I like it. So, who are the people involved? Who's in this room?
So we've got the main character of Citrus on one corner of the room. And then we've also got the main character of Grand Crest Senki in another corner of the room. And then we've got the entire cast of Slow Start just like huddled in like a dark corner.
Okay, in the dark corner, not the pit.
Yeah.
I got you.
Not yet.
Not yet, anyways. Okay. So, is that all we're gonna use? Or
yeah. So say you're also in this room. What's your first move? I just did a horrible job drawing on this. This looks more like a shitty thing.
Whose side am I on? I'm assuming the spike pit cuts the room in half, or is it just in the middle?
No, it's on one end.
It's on one end, so everybody else is on the other side.
So half the room is a spiked pit with a noose close to the middle, and then the rest of the room is all these people. There are no doors, there's no windows, and nobody knows where the light's coming from.
Somebody set up a sun type light source. Okay, okay, so I'm in this room now.
Indeed you are.
So I look down into the pit, and first thing I see is Violet Evergarden's corpse, impaled on several spikes.
Oh, that's where that went.
Yes. She's just like, kind of emotionless, just lying there. She's got that warrior spirit thing going on, or whatever her problem is. Her stupid giant axe is lying in that pit as well. And she tried to the way she got into that pit was she tried to Naruto run into the opposite wall because autism compelled her to. And it was very sad.
I like this.
I was almost crying.
This scenario. This is a good take.
I was almost crying. As I was appearing into the room, like, you know, like bzzz, like with sound effects, I was appearing, and I could just see her out of the corners of my eye, you know, just like leaping, trying to carve out like a way out with the dome of her skull. And as she hit a wall, like a seagull crashing into one of those buildings that you always see, She broke her neck and went unconscious, and then fell into the spike pit. And everybody kind of sat there, surprised, as her dumb arms broke against the spikes in the floor, or in that pit, I guess. So I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. You just sort of sit there and admire the crowd. You just see the slow start kids start losing it. They're just sitting in the corner, like crying to themselves. Like somebody walks up and gives them the kick in the back, and they're like, "Wah, wah," like some weird sort of creature. I think they're growing into each other. They're just, they're huddled together so much that they're morphing into an entire abomination.
You could say they're just like turning into a circle that looks like a bunch of squiggles.
Exactly. And so, as they're just sitting there, trying to molding into each other, Theo, the protagonist from Grand Crest,
okay.
He just jumps in, grabs that noose, and hangs himself. It's for the good of the group. Trust me. That's his personality in a nutshell. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't die. Maybe he's just sitting there in the noose. I don't know how anime necks work.
I mean, of course, like he jumped in the noose. He's using it as a tire swing for his neck. What else is gonna happen?
He's got a strong neck. I think he's got plot armor, so it doesn't matter too much.
Fair enough.
All right. Who's left? Who haven't I talked about?
So I mean, there are also all these characters from Pop Team Epic. You couldn't really tell because they like turned sideways, so they were 2D and nobody could see them. But they were all standing in the corner. But like they're like those characters from Flatland, like the females from Flatland. Like from the right angle, you can't see them at all. They have no thickness. Right. So they're just like over in the corner, looking like lines,
Yeah, I don't know. They just keep talking to each other. I don't seem to understand what's happening to them. They keep changing shapes and stuff, and
really
you can't
nice
really
voices,
tell. Yeah, no, they definitely do. And in the center of the room, all like even the lights shining down as you have the protagonist from Death March, the edgiest name you can think of, and he's the most generic-looking mofo that you've ever seen in your life. He's got that nonsense hair. He's got. If you put him in a lineup,
just so you know.
If you put him in a lineup, you'll never know. I mean, in a lineup of one, he's generic. That's a good of an inventive persona, I guess he is. He might not. He might be like the spirit of genericness characters. That's what he would be, or at least should be.
Well, he's the spirit of useless characters that are also game developers. I guess that's kind of redundant, though. I mean, what?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I didn't say anything.
And
anyway, so the characters from Citrus started making out in the corner, just so you know.
Yeah, they're getting a bit of finger bang in it as well.
Yeah.
Every now and then you get the skirt hiked up, hemp bent. You know how it is. Gotta get busy.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in this room. Not a lot of air. No air conditioning. Someone's already pissed in a corner. So the cast of Meatless.
Yeah, they're nowhere to be found yet, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. I forgot. They're just like embedded in the wall. They were just born that way. I don't know. They're literal stone. They're just a bunch of bricks,
Yeah. Alright. Suddenly. Okay. This scene 1 end. We should probably add some dialogue to this story. I think we're setting up an interesting premise, though.
Act
bang.
2. This is intermission. Feel free to go get your drinks. Intermission's over now. I hope you got your drinks.
Yeah.
So now,
You can pause these things, you know.
now we
Probably.
completely forgot. But there's this other room elsewhere. So there's actually a room next door that nobody really realized was there because like I put it there. By the way, I'm the mastermind behind this story. Spoiler alert. What?
Dude,
Never mind.
I have a perfect idea here.
Yeah. So in the next.
Suddenly,
Oh no.
go ahead.
In this next room over, we find this magical girl. But like this magical girl has no clothes. She's just running around naked.
Huh.
And she's like in this locked room with no spikes or anything.
Right.
But on the floor there's this large puddle that takes up a very strange shape on the shape of the floor. And there are bubbles coming out of parts. You can't really distinguish the color because the world's in black and white. In more ways than one. But you can sort of tell that this thing was kind of funky. There's something off about this puddle. Probably don't want to touch that.
Right.
Makes sense? And then
Yep.
over in the corner, there's these two tiny rats fighting. Someone smart might be able to figure out that they're just like the normal sized characters from Killing Bites, you know?
What?
So Killing Bites was actually the whole time it was just a joke about rats fighting. And then someone decided to personify the rats as like half humans that are like bears and shit sometimes.
I suppose so.
Spoiler alert, by
Indeed.
the way. This is like season 4 level spoilers.
So what's happening in the second room?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Okay, we need a conflict hint. We need something, dude. We need a hook.
Alright,
What's our hook?
alright. There's this one dude. He's like a stick man. Because I'm not trying anything
Yeah.
else.
It's a stick man.
He's got eyes. Like, what the fuck? None of these other characters have eyes.
What? What?
He has eyes.
That is
What
crazy.
a fucking weirdo.
I know, right?
Like, no, actually, Steve had eyes, but like the Minecraft character. Beatless. Or wait, no, who did he represent?
Actually, I'm not
It
sure.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but this guy has eyes. You wanna know why he has eyes?
To see.
He saw Evil or Live. Sad sap. I'm so sorry for him.
Wow. That's impressive by
He's
an
also
isn't, huh?
frowning because he saw Evil or Live.
This is not a very good story.
No, but it's made with pure inspiration, so it's a representation of where it came from.
Alright. I think we have to advance the story. What do you think?
All right, well that's the end of Act 2.
Alright, Act 3.
Act 3.
We go back to the pit room. Everyone is looking nervous. The food's run out. There was no food to begin with.
That's
There was
pretty
nothing
run
to
out,
begin with.
I'll be honest.
Suddenly, the room begins to shake. Bits of dough, dust, and ash, and just crumbling nonsense start to rain down from above. And suddenly, the
I think
walls.
a jet engine just turned on outside my apartment.
And suddenly,
Hold on.
the walls pull apart. They're all pulled down by giant ropes with inhuman strength, and they're torn into 4 different pieces that crash
Okay,
onto
I
the
completely
floor.
lost track of what you were saying.
And they're suddenly on a wooden floor with a fake foam pit, and this is all a school play, and the cast of Suzerain children is putting it on. And there we go. Everyone's looking around wildly. Nobody knows where they are anymore.
And then at the very end, the cast of Silly Silly Children takes a long bow.
Yes, and everyone claps. Everyone is clapping. There's a giant audience. And they're all just standing because there's no room for seats. The stage is so big, it's at the center of the auditorium. And like, they're bowing, flowers are being thrown at everyone. Violet Evergarden is covered in flowers. There is so much polish over her, it's like you'll never unsee it again. I mean, she's almost gleaming. There's just so many flowers. I don't know.
Are you just like trying to make my job really hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, bang. The crowd is gone. Black screen.
There was no crowd to begin with.
Everything just turns black. And the protagonist, Citrus, wakes up again. In her bed.
Hold on. This is Act 4. Good on you. New scene.
It was all a dream. After having listened to this podcast. See what I'm doing here? I'm setting up this author versus character.
She woke up in the bathtub. Just saying.
What?
It's Citrus, so she woke up in the bathtub.
Yeah, she woke up in a bathtub. And the first thing she realizes is that other girl's on top of her. They fell asleep together, how cute. Only she fell asleep, and what really happened is that other girl, she slit her wrists, and that bathtub is now covered in blood. She was sleeping in another person's blood all along. It's the introduction to this story. Everything else is just the beginning of this. It's horrifying. It's like that scene from episode like 21 of Ava or whatever it is. You know the one. You know the probably.
Sure.
And yeah, she looks around. She gets all screamy, horrified. She does that long, drawn-out howl. She's just yelling for help. But there's no help to be found. It's Gen Robuchi standing at the door, taking notes. Closes the door and walks out, never to be seen again. Yeah. And then she gets up, strangely calm, puts on a robe, and then walks out onto a balcony overlooking Rome. She sees a giant, massive crowd of dark-haired, stocky-hided, sometimes tall anime protagonists. And then she jumps from that balcony. Because this is its insanity to be faced with this many generic protagonists. And then she falls. Directly below that balcony is just a giant watery pit of what is considered to be the tears of people who have to enjoy and suffer and conform to this mediocre content. All the tears of the people that made it and got paid subprime to work on these projects that are borderline nonsensical. I mean, there were a few decent ones, but let's be real here. There's a few tears to be shed here. And then she's fished out by people from Evil or Live. They have a fishing boat. We've changed settings again. And she's just tossed into their boat. She's their catch. Hello? Are we disconnected or is this still going on?
No, this is still going.
Perfect. Really, she's now in the waters of China. Then she gets rowed to a Chinese, one of those internet rehabilitation camps that's plotted on those new Chinese islands that are being brought up in the sea there. Like the sort of illegal ones that they just keep putting up. That's the perfect place to hide one of those internet rehabilitation facilities, because whenever it's not gonna be there permanently. It's like a man-made island one. It's even worse than the. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. But anyways, she gets thrown into a cell just because she looks kind of weird, and she's got all the weird running makeup, covered in blood. Yet it's like a demon. Definitely solitary confinement. And in that room, she's already passed out. I mean, she almost drowned there. You know, there was so much mediocrity there that it was like it's impossible to escape it. You have to get pulled up from it. Just doesn't work like that. So, anyways, she sort of wakes up, comes to her senses, and then she opens her eyes again. She's in a room. The door is bolted behind her, and then she looks over, and she sees Theo Cornero dangling in a noose in a spike pit at the end of her room, and she looks down because her head's like right there, and she just leans over, and she sees Violet Evergarden just in the spike pit, already dead.
Wait, oh, I don't have to draw this one. I already did that.
She looks to the other side, and she sees the cast of Slow Start slowly eating themselves for hunger or something. And then she realizes that was all a dream that she made up after passing out from not enough food and taking a nap to sort of think of a way to escape the situation. And then, the cast of Beatless take down Theo Cornero and begin eating him because they've also run out of food.
Nice. Alright. Well, that concludes this. Please help me. What? Save me. That concludes this episode. If you enjoyed, please press 1. If you do not enjoy this episode, please press 2.
Can I press 3?
If you would like to send feedback, please press pound.
Jack.
If you would like to press 3, please press 4.
Jack, I'm calling from within the cell.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling from within the cell.
Would you
Is
like
anyone
to try
available?
Again?
Tony. Is Tony available?
I'm sorry. Tony
Ronaldo?
is not available at the moment. Would you like to try again? Please press 4 for a list of available people.
Snake? Solid Snake? The legendary hero of Shadow Moses.
Please press 5 for Solid Snake.
5. Solid Snake.
Solid Snake is not available at the moment.
Yeah. I heard he had a hard life. How about,
would you like to
what
press
was
4?
His name? Can I press 9-11? Will that get me out of this?
Beep, 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 beep.
Darn. Somebody picked up? Who's this?
Hello, this is Kevin. What's going on? Why have you called me
Hey,
at such
man.
an hour?
I'm trapped in my own nightmare. I've seen too much mediocrity, and they've all repopulated my dream. I'm calling you, and I don't even know if you're real, if I'm real. And I just want to know that you're safe. Everything's all good with you. Are you good? Are you not trapped in this nightmare as well?
You're mine.
Don't be gay about it.
Sorry.
Are you gay?
No homo.
That's right, man. No homo. So where are you? I gotta get out of the stream.
I was actually in the second stealth the whole time. That's why nothing was going on. I was the eyes. Is
there a lever you can press?
I could add one. Here.
How about two
there's a lever I
levers?
can press.
Is there a lever that gets me out of this madness?
I don't know. Let's see what it does.
Can we go back to the school playroom?
Hold on, I'm about to press the lever.
Cake?
Let's find out what happens.